All right, I'm going to walk you through our integration reference guide. This is kind of an overarching backbone document that organizes a bunch of technical and kind of playbook documents related to doing integrations with CIMcloud using the CIMcloud API. So the CIMcloud API is available as an optional software add-on bundle, and it basically allows you to access business logic and data from the CIMcloud platform programmatically from other software applications. So this overall document is broken down into 4 parts, and I'll just kind of walk you through these 4 parts here. This is intended for CIMcloud customers or partners of CIMcloud customers that are considering building an integration with CIMcloud technically using the API. So this is a technical document, and typically it's developers or technical-esque people that are accessing the information here. There is some project-related playbook stuff here that's applicable for people that are involved in managing and planning the project that aren't necessarily programmers or technical. One notable, there's articles in a taxonomy of articles that's listed here by parts. So this is organized into the parts. If you want a quick list of all the articles, you can link here to this document, and you'll see every article just in shotgun format to give you access to all articles. Some of the articles in the quick list, you've got to drill into a few articles here to get to them. So that's just an easy access way to get to them. Basically, there's 2 types of software integrations. We generally have just classified the software integrations in these 2 buckets, so this isn't like a macro industry-wide thing. But basically, most of the playbook and documentation related stuff here is related to complex integrations where the same data lives in 2 platforms, and you're basically trying to sync that data or move data back and forth versus simple integrations where the data only lives in 1 platform. But this explains simple versus complex, knowing that the bulk of the beefy stuff in here is related to complex integrations. This just says, hey, what is the CIMcloud API? There's an additional article that's the API introduction that then links to other articles, including technical documentation, and there's a couple different technical doc articles. You'll also find that the bulk of the specific resources that you hit or API endpoints that you hit, including data payloads, actually show up in the worker portal once you buy the API module itself. So there's documentation in the help center that gives you examples and shows you what's going on. The specific endpoints that you're accessing in data payload you get when you buy the API module, but there's screenshots and examples and all that stuff that'll help you get your foot on the ground. So this gives you an overview of an introduction to the API, gets into technical documentation, and then there's some other more detailed technical documentation for filtering through GET calls and things like that. I won't get into the weeds on that here. 2 foundational steps for all projects. So basically, the API this is what you have available to move data in and out of the CIMcloud platform programmatically. This is when you're getting into planning and executing a project. These are foundational pieces, regardless of what type of integration you're doing, that apply generally to all complex projects particularly. But I'd recommend going through these even for simple projects. Just gauge the level of effort you put in for the risk and size and complexity of a simple integration. But the 2 foundational concepts here are, 1, you've got to assemble a team and fill 8 critical roles. That doesn't mean you have 8 different people doing it. You may have one person filling multiple roles, but it's critical that you identify the roles and that the people that you put in the roles can do the job and they understand what their job is. Most escalations that happen or problems that occur with integration projects, this thing actually goes through the 3 most common and costly mistakes, and they're all related to not properly assigning the roles. And then the second step is creating tools or documents. And we've got a handful of tools or documents that we have used internally and that are proven tools to help you. They're consider them examples. You can use whatever tools that you want, but as you're planning and implementing your integration project, these are highly recommended tools to do something or an equivalent like this to make sure that you are set up for success on your project. And there's details on what the tools do and examples that you can download and use. The playbooks for common integration needs, this gets into specific use cases of integrations. Like I want to integrate my ERP accounting system with CIMcloud, or I have an e-commerce site running on Shopify or WooCommerce or BigCommerce or Magento, and I want to integrate it with the ERP system that CIMcloud's already integrated with, and use CIMcloud as a cloud data hub to move that data back and forth between a retail e-commerce site that's on a third-party platform. Or another one is I have a big customer that wants to access my inventory levels, or send me orders, or pull shipment data or invoice data from me programmatically through an API. So this is bigger, sophisticated customers. How can I use the API for something like this? This is, I have an email marketing or marketing automation platform like MailChimp or HubSpot or Marketo. How can I integrate that with CIMcloud? And then you can, anything you can think of that involves moving data in and out or sharing data with CIMcloud could potentially be done with the API. And then this last part just talks about getting help. So you'll see that there's information in this article, and there's lots of additional information as you drill in and get into the playbook. So going back up, just to kind of recap or summarize here, there's two types of software integrations. The complex integration is the one that where data lives in two or more applications, in this case two, CIMcloud and something else that you're integrating with. And the API is a tool that you can use to programmatically move the data in and out. And you would have the other software application and be providing whatever programming or tool that's going to move that data back and forth. So you've got the documentation or details here. And then basically the foundational steps that apply to any integration are assembling the team and filling the 8 critical roles, and then creating the tools or documents. And there's the details of those documents and templates. The playbook is just another bend where this is very generic, saying this is an integration reference guide. The playbooks are very specific to one type of integration, and they point to the same data here, which is what is the API, how does it work, and what are my 2 foundational steps that I need to take with a bent towards the playbook that I'm running on. So all of this is, you're looking at the general side here with common information in part 2 and 3. Part 4 is a specific use case that's going to link back to part 2 and 3, the common shared information. So good luck with your integration project. Related to the help, we do have professional services available through our in-house pro services team could help. We could also hook you up with partners that could potentially help you with your integration if you don't have the skills to fill all of those 8 roles or wear those 8 hats in-house as you're doing an integration project with the API.